Okay, another walk me home. The bus I just got off, the driver told me she had a creep following her and cursing at her. And she wasn't paying attention when she got off her bus. And she didn't know he was behind her until he started going buggo. And she was able to get help, but still, a woman at night, it's just not safe. Now, what I need to do, I need to get to Dollar Tree and I need to get some more of those cans of disinfectant because those are extremely popular with the drivers. And I need to get more of these personal safety alarms because the lady drivers who work nights really like these. I mean, it's a nice passive weapon. It's not going to hurt anybody, but it could scare off a bad guy if you're having a problem. No, I'm not too worried because it's early-ish, but the store was pretty spicy today. The World Cup people are in town, and I didn't think that was going to be an issue really with my store because I was at a Target store way back, over 30 years ago, I think. Yeah, it was over 30 years. And they had a World Cup coming to town, and we really didn't get an uptick in traffic, and we were pretty close to the stadium. And so I'm just turning and being aware. Okay. Because I like to tell the driver sometimes this looks like the start of a really bad Lifetime movie. I get off, I walk into this, and then they find my body the next day, and that's not how I want to go out. Shot in the head on a Bible handout would be pretty cool, especially if they could donate my organs. But and I'm wearing my safety vest, by the way, because these dead animals smell. There's something dead in that blood. Yeah. So it smells worse than my trash can. And I'm one of those weird people. I actually put tiny fresh disinfectant in the giant trash can outside because I want it to smell better. So, it's a truck. I don't know if it does. How weird. Anyway, so I was looking at my image, I guess. They have a flat screen on the bus that shows still, footage of the cameras that are on the bus, just basically letting you know, hey, we're recording you and we've got some pretty good angles here, which I think it's okay, is a good idea. It's passive. It's not gonna upset anybody unless you're a bad guy. And it says all over the bus you're being recorded. And apparently the coyotes are coming over here. So, anyways, I have my box cutter, I have my pepper spray, I have my whistle, I have my personal safety alarm. If it's a person, I have the camera. The camera can be a pretty good weapon. I should have done a live stream. Oh well. So, anyways, it's a serious root situation with the hair. So they, I had already planned to. The plan is, and I don't like the way he's traveling. I'm gonna get over here. Yeah, he's going way too fast. There he is. So, I had already planned to dye my hair tomorrow night when I get home. Wash it with basically strip it. Strip everything out of the hair. I found dish soap actually works really well for that. And just strip it out, dry it somewhat, and then just slap the henna on, wrap it up real good, go to bed, rinse it out Monday morning, and then it'll be good to go. I can start washing it Tuesday night. So I like to rinse the henna out with some water and then get most of it out. And then I condition it and I rinse that out. I just apply it and rinse it out immediately. And then I condition it again and I clip it up on top of my head, which is how I always wash my hair in the shower. And then, finish the shower and rinse my hair out and go to bed. And I do that for 2 days, and then I start washing with regular shampoo. And it doesn't really matter what shampoo I use. I use everything from like 70 cents a bottle, grocery store shampoo, to Dollar Tree shampoo, to like the Aussie shampoo. It really doesn't matter. My mom had some very, very expensive salon stuff she got me the first year I was coloring my hair. And I told her it's nice, but anything will work for this. And she's like, oh, okay. So the next year it was just a Pantene. I think she just keeps it to the side and then takes it out for guests when they come. But that's fine. I don't care. It got my hair clean. That's all I care about. I do not like greasy hair. But the hair does not look great on that second day. So say I do it Sunday night. Monday it's okay. Monday night it's a little rough. Tuesday is not a good day for my hair. So, but, I'll be off. It won't matter. Oh, and one thing I did do today, I bought myself a Hope Dealer baseball cap. Because I really, really like what's on. Oh, hello. That's why I'm really glad I wore my safety vest today, because people, ever since I left the store, they've all been driving crazy. We had all these drunken soccer fans, and then my dad's like, well, how did you know? They were wearing soccer jerseys. And they're very, very loud. Louder than our usual customers, which is saying a lot. And just very rude and obnoxious and belligerent, and just, I was so happy I was leaving. And we're gonna have a fun time shutting the store down tonight. But people are just reckless on the road tonight, so I am glad that management already asked me to work 12 to 9 tomorrow, as opposed to my scheduled 1 to 9. The hours are there if they want to give them to me, and I guess I'm working hard enough that they are. But and every time they walk by, they're I'm working, so that's good. I don't stand around talking or messing with my phone. I have been texting a little being the operative word. Some days we don't text at all, but I have been texting with a man, good Christian guy, but that's not like serious. We're just, I'll send him one of those pictures, like, spiritual warfare with a Bible verse, that kind of thing. And he says, oh, thank you, I like that, but, or he'll say, I'm praying for you today. That's about it. But that's a very good start, if anything's going to happen. So, it is important, I think, to have quality people in my life that people I choose to spend time with. There's people I don't have a choice, but there are a lot of people I can choose to spend time with, or choose to talk to, or choose to share my heart with, basically. And the mistake I made with Ron is I didn't verify he was a safe man before I gave him my heart. And that caused me a lot of trouble. I did not seek God's will. I did not seek God's guidance. I didn't want to wait on God's plan. I thought God's plan should go in the trash. And I had a really bad 30 years after that. So, I'm done with my plan. I'm going to go with whatever God wants. If he wants to put someone in my life, great. Wants to give me a husband, great. If he wants me to be single, that's just fine, I got Mr. Kitty Cat. And I'm always kidding around with the Spanish guys at work about my besos de gato, cat kisses. And I'm not sure how to do it, but I'll try to put up a picture. I have a great picture of a spotty giving me a kiss. I'm sitting in a chair laughing, and he's like kissing my cheek. And that's, I'm fine with that. That is wonderful. That is, it builds me up. It fills my heart. So that's enough. And, I have people that care about me. And I think if something were to happen to me, I would be surprised at the response. I'm guessing, but I think everybody's worst nightmare is something happens to you and nobody comes to the funeral. You might, if you're bored, look up the very old romantic comedy All of Me with Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin. They were a dynamic couple, and it's a very, very cute romantic comedy. And in it, she is a very ill spinster, and she finds a guru who agrees to put her soul in the body of a beautiful young girl. But during the process, the girl sabotages it, and she ends up sharing a body with the male lawyer, and all kinds of mayhem ensues. But her original body dies, and she tells him, "You have to go to the funeral. I want to see you come to my funeral." And it's this big, huge, beautiful cathedral. And he goes in, and there's like nobody except the priest. And she's just heartbroken. And the only people who have even sent a message to be read at the funeral were her medical equipment suppliers. And, he is really struck by that. And he says, "No, I'm going to do this right." And he arranges for like a jazz funeral for her, with the musicians and everything, which would be cool. It'd be cool if they played when the Saints go marching in. But I'm almost home now. Yeah, I like these side talks. So, I think everybody's afraid of that. But, I'll be dead. I'll be with Jesus. I won't care. Hopefully I get a well done, good and faithful servant. That's all I'm looking for right now. So, and you did what I had for you. That's all I want God to tell me. You did the job. Because he has a job for me, and hopefully I'm doing it. And it's not in my strength at all. I mean, even just like putting my buggy together this morning, I had so much trouble just with the logistics of where to put the bungees and how to run them and all this stuff. And I can't do that kind of stuff. I'm just not good at some of these things. I'm afraid of it, and it's awful for me. Very, very difficult. And but he is sufficient, and that's the important thing to remember. And his grace is sufficient in my weakness, and that maybe he can use me better because I have problems than somebody who thinks they have it all on their own. Auto stuff, some kind of postcard with a QR code. Chamberlain something. Some kind of medical school. Explore our program. So I'm not interested in exploring your programs. I'm on God's program. So, got the key. Yeah. I almost dropped the phone. One interesting thing I found is that the cheaper phone doesn't live forever, but it seems to handle abuse better, or maybe God's just got his hand on my phones. But I'm just here to do God's will, not my own. So whatever that takes. Just checking, making sure it's okay. Looks okay. I'm glad they got this street light done. And then next week they're going to be digging up my street. Something is hitting. Oh, something's falling out of my bag and hitting my foot. Okay, we're just going to... Oh, my lunch. Okay. Oh, it's going the other way. I still have a tendency to want to pull things with the right arm, but I'm trying to break myself of that. Yeah, I gotta dig all this up. That's a problem. It's getting worse too, I can tell. in Houston, we have a fair amount of water main problems in the city in general, particularly in more blighted areas. And this is not a blighted area, but the infrastructure is aging, so they need to work on this. So, I'm fine with them doing that. God knows what they'll be doing, but I'll get some snacks for the guys, and hopefully it'll go okay. They've had to dig this up in front of my house at least twice, and they had a backhoe, and they actually took out the sidewalk, a whole piece of sidewalk, a long piece. I don't know if you can see the difference. And it was significant, and I thought for sure they would kill our tree, but they didn't. So it's a very stubborn tree. So one of many reasons why I like it. And I forgot to turn on my porch light. So anyways, tonight I'm going to make the henna and freeze it. And then tomorrow night, when I'm stripping my hair, I'll put it in some warm water to thaw. I'll put it out. It'll be in a Ziploc. And then when I get out of the shower, dry my hair off, I'll put the stuff on, and then it'll be done. And it'll look bad on my day off when it's going to rain anyway, so it won't matter. I'll be home. So, I am home. I don't see any cats. Alrighty. There's the buggy. Alrighty. Good night.